Start sitting wide and powering away, and it wasn't a one-off. The Moonee Valley win in October was also stunning, and that's the 2 runs in her last 4 where she's got clear galloping room. She drops on weight, she looks a horse on the up. You know, track pattern aside, she ticks just about every box, and I think she's ready to run a career peak.
Yeah, I hope she does. Good luck to Charlotte and Jules. They presented their horse here looking really, really well. She can get away on Charlotte. She's made no secret of that. Whoa. She's made no secret of that, but I feel like she's kept her horse right up to the mark here, and well handled there by one of the horses and the lead pony that was just being a little bit wayward.
16 Arabian Summer BZ, the winner of the Group 3 Legrand on her return from Queensland. Miss Kornikova, 2001, the last 3-year-old filly to win the Oakleigh Plate.
She gets in very light with 50 kilos. She was terrific here a couple of weeks ago. The team have made no secret that they feel she might be better with a little bit more sting out of the track. She's on a firm surface here, up against the big guns. We'll see how she goes.
Really neat filly who's deep into her preparation now. It's a lovely parade from her. She gets in with no weight, which will help her chances, but the team have turned her out here to run a peak performance.
17 Espionage is an intriguing runner. He missed his 3-year-old spring campaign. He was quite an impressive 2-year-old, including a victory in the kindergarten.
Yeah, there was a big boom on him as a 2-year-old. They thought he was a genuine slipper contender. Resumes from an injury-enforced spell. He's had 2 trials and a Flemington jump out. No knock on any of those. Look, he was short in the early betting based on his 2-year-old form. He's going to need to take a big step up.
Look, he's been presented here in outstanding order. He's always had that bit of quality about him. He's a lovely individual. I feel like it's a glowing return for him.
14, Sons Doot, 4th in the Caulfield Sprint to Estriella and Ray Magnerio on Caulfield Cup Day.
She's got a terrific first-up record, and she jumped out well in a strong heat. I'm not convinced she came up last preparation. On dry ground, she's got an excellent turn of foot on her day, so I'm not surprised she's been spec'd at a big price.
She always sneaks out of the mounting yard very early. I only got to see just very quickly, but from what I saw, it was a nice, healthy return.
Runners heading to the gates for the 2025 Sportsbet Oakleigh Plate. The great scamper over 1,100 metres. It is a wide-open affair, as is so often the case, Ben Ascari.
I just think she's bulletproof, as shown in the 2 runs this preparation where she's got clear galloping room, that she's a very talented racehorse. And the format of her last starts looks even better, with a couple of winners coming out and winning in sensational fashion, including Coeur Volant. Down in the weights, I think she can run a huge race. So can Sharippa. The trial suggests he might be back. He was the run of the race in this race 12 months ago. He's got an inside draw. Estriella couldn't have trialled any better. She's always had a big boom on her. And IME might be the map horse, class horse of the race, and it's been the place to be inside today, but on in behind the lead.
Number 1 with me, I'm with the top weight in I Am Me. I thought she saddled up here looking absolutely brilliant. I couldn't fault her parade. She kept her cool when there was a fair bit of stuff going on in this mounting yard. A lot of sprinters here that were feeling particularly well and above themselves. I thought it was just an excellent parade. Another horse, I thought, Estriella. I thought she's returned probably the best that I've ever seen her. Her coat's never looked better from the time that I've been looking at her. But what a great race. It's sure to be an absolute ripper.
History awaits Shane and Cassie Oxlade. Tommy Smith, no less, in the late 1950s, is the last trainer, the only trainer to win the Oakleigh Plate in back-to-back years with different horses. And after Cumin last year, Sharippa, who was 7th in the race 12 months ago, looks to try and win the Oakleigh Plate first up. Shane, was this always the plan to try and bring him to the Oakleigh Plate first up, especially with last year's run in mind?
Yeah, it was from the time I put him into work. Like after he put in that bad run, he went to paddock. It was always Oakleigh Plate, Newmarket, and then the Carnival at home. That was my plan. We got here, we was happy. He's working good, he trialled good, so we've made it on the day. Was
there anything in particular you had to do to bring him back from that poor run in the Gilgai in October?
No, not really. It's really odd because we could never pin what it was, you know, like he was sound, that wasn't an issue. Got home the next day and he's a little bit tucked up, which is unusual for him, and took him a day or so to eat, but after that he was eating fine, but his bloods were out, and they kept saying he didn't have a virus, but he clearly had something. It was about 3 weeks really before he got back to where I knew he was right, you know, and I probably could have put him back into work, but we decided to wait and just get ready for the here.
Has Mick devised a plan from the low draw?
Oh, look, I just spoke to him about what he does. He's seen the horse enough, and I just think if he can step and get a clear run early, then that's the main thing. He'll get his chance if he does that, and obviously he didn't last year, got back in traffic and had no luck, and whether we're good enough, we'll find out directly, but I think a clear run will help us.
Thanks, Shane.
Thank you.
Not far away here from a start in the Oakleigh Plate. What a great race it is. And Estriella, despite the fact we put her up favourite, drifted, and then now he's back in to joint favouritism with She's Bulletproof there at the $6. Ray Magnerio on the third line of betting is at $8. He's been really solid right throughout. Jimmysstar's seen some good money as well, $8, and a little bit of late money for I Am Me into $8.50. Arabian Summer has been $12, rock solid at the price. Sharippa there at $14. It's a great betting race, the Oakleigh Plate. It always is. She's Bulletproof at the top there, $5.50. What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call that number on your screen or visit the website.
See, when you're here with the stand, you don't realise how bad and significant the wind factor is out there. The wind sock's the only indication for you guys why you're protected here, because it's directly head on. But it is what it is. We've drawn a great barrier. We're in barrier 8. I watched the gallop the other morning. She's come on from the other day. They're going to go flat out. We just got to make sure that we have as close as possible and as comfortable as possible to be able to keep finishing off and keep it smooth and simple like all the time. But
and just give her room.
One, guys.
Just give her room.
Guys, to use her action.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Go and do it.
Scarlet Corrales 1, National Willow 2.
That was a terrible leg up.
National Willow 2.
I'm going to. You enjoy it too.
Some great insight there from Craig Williams on how he's going to attack this race, chatting with the owners of She's Bulletproof and Charlotte Littlefield. Horses aren't too far from loading here, Ben.
They aren't. I loved it from Charlotte. Just give her room. Just give her room. Just remember that one, Craig. It's what she needs. Look for Golden Boom. Look for Hard to Say. Look for Insurrection. Let's see if there is some pressure here. It hasn't been the theme of the day so far, BZ. There hasn't been as much speed as we thought. It's been inside dominated, but this might be the one that bucks the trend.
Here, boys.
It is, of course, BZ, a World Pool race, and you might have some variation in the price between the tote and the fixed odds.
Yes, horses aren't too far from loaded now. Let's go to Matt Hill for the Group 1 Oakleigh Plate.
Sprinting ranks here in Ray Magnerio, Ashford Street going around. Sharippa has a red distinguishing cap, similar colours to Ray Magnerio. Ostraka, who got down to the gates pretty early, milling around. Golden Boom, who was quite edgy in the mounting enclosure, almost taking off on Damien Lane. So they continue to move forwards. She's Bulletproof kept away from the other runners. Sharippa going up rideless here. Sharippa being placed forward rideless. Ray Magnerio, Jimmysstar remain at their double each way quote. She's Bulletproof's been pretty solid throughout betting as Jimmysstar comes up now in a 1.5. Jimmy. Ashford Street loads away. So Ray Magnerio is brought forward, a winner of 8 from 18 and placed on 7 other occasions. So consistent. Jai McNeil. Ostraka head wall to join them. Starter mounts the platform, so we're getting pretty close. Hard to Say is the next one along. Hard to Say with Craig Dewitt. So Hard to Say is in. She's Bulletproof loading up. Takes a middle alley. And Ostraka is going to be the final one. Set to go for the Oakleigh Plate. Ready to charge.
Let me know when you're ready.
Set to go.
Hold it.
Ready, and they're racing. Estriella from the centre gate away moderately. Arabian Summer away pretty well with Ashford Street and also Insurrection. And Golden Boom ridden for speed after the first 200 metres. It's Insurrection, Golden Boom, and they were followed by Hard to Say, Ashford Street and Sharippa the inside from Arabian Summer. Next in the field is Espionage, and then came along the inside I Am Me from Ray Magnerio. 1.5 lengths Prairie Flower, Estriella, and well back She's Bulletproof. Further back between horses Head Wall, and they're 2 lengths Ostraka, with also well back in the field coming up towards the home corner Jimmysstar, and back with it is Sans Doute. So it's Golden Boom around the turn at the 450 from Insurrection, tightened up on the inside. Then came Ashford Street. Arabian Summers presenting up the middle of the course. Then Ray Magnerio. Further back is I Am Me, and then She's Bulletproof. Arabian Summer went to the front, 150 metres to go. Ray Magnerio and She's Bulletproof, and Jimmysstar are coming hard. She's Bulletproof and Jimmy over the top, has dropped from the sky to win from She's Bulletproof, and then Ray Magnerio head wall, and behind those horses Espionage, Sharippa, Arabian Summer, Prairie Flower. Back behind those horses then was Ashford Street, Golden Boom, Sans Doute. Towards the end of the field, Hard to Say, and then Insurrection, I Am Me, Ostraka, Estriella.
He dropped on them in stunning fashion on Underwood Stakes Day. and it was probably there and then that Ciaron Maher and Connections earmarked the Oakleigh Plate first up as the race for Jimmysstar. He went to the Rupert Clark at the tail end of his spring campaign, but he's quite the coiled spring. And Ciaron Maher's got his second win in the Oakleigh Plate after the success of Marabi back in 2022. We hadn't had a winner first up of 3+ months since Pippi back in 2020, but Jimmysstar is to the fore, and he has denied Charlotte Littlefield her Group 1 dream. She's bulletproof. The mare hit the front, but Jimmysstar had come off her back and nabs her in the shadows of the post. Ray Magnerio, 9th last year, gets a placing in the Oakleigh Plate, and Headwall for Matthew Smith down from Sydney rounds out the top 4. It's a pulsating occasion every single year, and that's once again the case, and they've run slick time. No surprise being an Oakleigh Plate. 102.25, and in the end, a margin for Jimmysstar, 1 1/4 lengths by 3/4 lengths. It's 7, 15, 5 and 12, and Ethan Brown's incredible association with Ciaron Maher continues. He just keeps putting the Group 1s together for the team. Let's head to Amy Yagi.
Oh, Ash Jarvis, mate, you're an absolute mess. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's my first Group 1. I've been working with these horses for a long time. Jimmy's actually been a lot of work, but it's all paid off today, and it's only the start of his preparation, so there's a lot more to look forward to, hopefully.
I can't believe that's your first Group 1. You've worked so hard for so long with all these good horses. Does this feel different?
Yeah, it does. Actually, winning one is just amazing. Like, I haven't let it sunk in, obviously, but just the feeling already is just so good.
How were your nerves coming into it, and were you confident in how he was going at home?
Oh, I mean, he's flying. He's such a good horse. We know he's a pocket rocket, but obviously I had a bit of PTSD from the Rupert Clark, but barrier 14 I was absolutely stoked with, and so happy for him, so happy for the owners. They've been so patient, and here he comes.
Go get your horse, girl. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Big performance from Jimmysstar. He's electric first up. He's electric here at Caulfield, and he is well prepared by Ciaron Maher. Ethan Brown givens the big salute as he comes across the winning post. She's bulletproof for us brave, but just couldn't match the finishing burst of this horse. Who we've seen this on time and time again from him fresh. He is like a bomb that explodes.
Yeah, he is, and I think he's good at 1400, but is he better kept to, okay, maybe 11 fresh, but 1200 metres, is he just a sprinter? Is he going to be a sprinter going forward? Ciaron Maher might be able to answer that, but what a win.
Quite the scenes down here. The Jimmysstar crew are getting ready to launch tonight. Jimmysstar has won the Oakleigh Plate. Ciaron Maher joins us, and Ciaron, we'll start with Brownie. He's now a 7-time Group 1 winning jockey, 6 of them for you. You've got such a terrific association. You must have had so much trust and faith that he could pull that off.
Yeah, like, great fella, Brownie. No one works any harder than him anyway. Yeah, I take a lot of pride in that. We've built a good relationship, and you know, you can see he's just so confident to ride a horse like that in a Group 1. Just to, you know, it was beautiful. You know, he's a great bloke, Brownie, and rap for him. You know, wasn't that long ago he was at the other end and had some quite difficult injuries, but yeah, it makes it, you know, so good.
To Jimmy, who has always shown so much talent since he came across from New Zealand, is this a race you sort of left Caulfield on Underwood Day last year and thought maybe an Oakleigh Plate first up at 1100, he can do that again?
Yeah, well, that certainly gave me the confidence. I think Ozzy thought I was crazy when I ran him over 11 the first time, but yeah, he's a special horse. He's always shown that, you know, a bit of X factor, and I can't thank Ozzy, John, and the whole ownership group, Brett. Just, you know, they're fantastic to train for. He's got a knack of finding the best horses. Sam, Little Avondale. You know, he's just a great advertisement of what patience, and he was very well managed in New Zealand, come over, only a few starts. And yeah, and to my team, they've done a fantastic job. Jack, Ash, Strapper, and all the riders and everyone that's involved. It's a pretty special day. Come with me, because we're going to come and chat to Brownie. But just quickly,
You got him to 1,400 and a Rupert Clark. Does he remain a sprinter or... Beautiful moment between Ciaron Maher and Ethan Brown. As mentioned, the Oakleigh Plate is theirs. 6 of Ethan Brown's 7 Group 1s with Ciaron Maher, who is just 2 days past 20 years since he had his first run, a spectacular storm at his native Warrnambool, and now he grabs a second Oakleigh Plate in concert with Marabi. We'll get Brownie's thoughts in a moment, but just quickly, Ciaron, so kick-off point of an Oakleigh Plate, he got to Rupert Clark. What does his festival of racing look like?
Well, I was thinking of Doncaster, but the Canterbury Stakes might be an option. Yeah, he's definitely got options now. But I was just talking to Brownie, and he said, you know, his last furlong fell pretty quick. He'd like to have a look at the sectionals, but yeah, like sensational. So he's got options now, and can't thank all the ownership group, Brownie and the team. It's what it's all about.
Congratulations. Nice way to celebrate your 20 years as a trainer.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that long ago, but yeah, no, it certainly is nice.
Well done, Ciaron. Ethan Brown's getting hugs from all and sundry as he grabs himself yet another Group 1 victory. Jimmysstar is a flying machine. Ethan, what were those last couple of 100 metres like?
Yeah, I haven't had a horse probably go as quick ever. Love to see his sectionals late. He flew late. What a training performance. Have a 1,400 metre horse first up, fresh up in an Oakleigh Plate and run like that, it's quite amazing. When I looked up in the field bunch, I thought, geez, we're really in striking range here, and straighten up on She's Bulletproof's back. Just thought I just got to bide my time here, take a breath, and once that gap opened, geez, he let go well.
Where does he sit in regards to the best horses you've experienced in your time as a rider in regards to that just pure brilliance and acceleration?
Well, he's probably, I'd have to say, he's the best sprinter I've ridden, especially race day. He's certainly come back a better horse. You know, he showed his true colours last prep, but he's improved again. He'll be winning big races again. Don't worry about that.
I asked Ciaron about you. Now I want to ask you about Ciaron. 7 Group 1s, but 6 of them for the Master. What an association it is. How much do you value that relationship and partnership?
Words can't describe how much I value it. He's been nothing but good to me, Ciaron. Remember early doors, I had a break from riding. I'd just come out my time, and he sat me down. He said, "Oh, I think you got something there. Like you got a bit of ability." I said, "Well, if I come back, will you support me?" I said, "Yeah, I will." Sort of built from there, and this is going back 5 or 6 years ago now. And I've done the work for him, but he's certainly backed me up. And to get these winners for him just makes it much more special.
Congratulations.
Didn't really get a look at him, but late had a lot of horse, made up a lot of ground, which is good.
Ridden Sans Doute.
She ran well, but just probably more effective down the straight.
Jamie Carr, Arabian Summer.
Yeah, massive effort, ran fantastic. If she drew a gate and the track was a bit softer, would have been interesting.
Craig Newitt, hard to say.
Yeah, I was a beaten horse on the corner, got buffeted around a fair bit, but he just found that grade a bit too tough for him.
Mark Zara, striker.
Yeah, just want to ride him cold first up from the wide barrier. It's just a hard job today.
Craig Williams, She's Bulletproof.
Yeah, I was so proud of her performance at the time. First time against that level, in that type of race, in that scenario, and she was so brave. The winner was just too sharp, too good for us today, but so proud of She's Bulletproof.
Blake Shin, Estriella.
Look, she just didn't finish off. We had cover, presented her to run on, and yeah, just wasn't herself today.
Mick D, Sharippa.
Yeah, he jumped clean, which was a plan too, but he just didn't really appreciate being in tight quarters. He's such a big horse with a big action. He just would appreciate more room.
Harry Coffey, Headwall.
Very unlucky and very disappointed the luck didn't come earlier in the straight. And without looking at the race, I'd say it would have been the run of the race.
Jamie Lane, Golden Boom.
Unfortunately, had to use him too much mid-race to get to the lead, and he raced his top for too long. He had to get tired.
Jai McNeil, Ray Magnerio.
Yeah, he ran fantastic as always, onwards and upwards towards the Newmarket.
T.O. Nugent, Ashford Street.
Tough, honest effort. Jumping up to Group 1 class today, he acquitted himself well, and yeah, I thought he was tough.
Nashra Willa, I Am Me.
Stepped a little bit awkwardly. Just felt like I never got into a comfort zone. I wish I rode her a pair back. Nothing really happened for her in the straight, and she's ended up missing the run. I feel like she's going quite well, the horse.
Thanks, mate. Dean Yendall, Espionage.
The run was pretty honest. He bounced. Had to give him a little squeeze just to obtain a bit more forward the middle in the bunch. He settled really well off 3 wide position. Travelled good underneath me. Exposed him coming into the straight and around the home turn. Showed a bit of daylight. He's a bit vulnerable. Still new to the caper, but look, he can only improve. And I found it easier to get a run out there than what is in the mountain yard. Thank you.
Regan Bayliss, Insurrection.
Too much pressure on it for a horse like him. He's just travelling at his top for the whole race. Probably just needed to draw a better marble.